I'm really looking forward to being in Go tournaments again. I mean, I think we're all suffering that. Getting rid of our addiction so suddenly, and maybe soon we can go back. Okay, so today we will cover the LG Cup. We will cover the second game of the Honinbo title, and we will ask who will become the new king of the young stars in China. And for Europe, we will go and look into the results of the round 3 of the Transatlantic Pro League, into the final results of the Pananet Team Championship, and look forward into the SIGO Tour for young, aspiring Go players in Europe. Okay. So the LG Cup is one of the most prestigious international tournaments and longest standing. I think many of you probably know it. This time is a 26th edition, and 24 of the top professionals will participate. Unfortunately, they will all participate online. And the first round was yesterday and today, and the second round will be tomorrow and the day after. So maybe we can see who's at the top now for this year. And for Japan, we looked into some photos last week, and they still have this nice ritual of like sealing the move and then revealing the move on the next game day, like in this photo. And so that was move 83 that we said was the last move last time. And this time we can look at the game because now it's finished, and Shibano evened out the series to 1-1, but they still got a couple of games to play in this best of 7, so it's good to see that it's competitive. So let's see the game. Okay. So in this game, Yama is black and Shibano Toramaru is white. So already in the beginning, I was quite surprised with this sequence, because normally, at least maybe I'm wrong about this, but normally I would only consider this kind of thing if this move was black, and even usually just if this is black and then maybe there's another black move or something, because then the idea here would be I don't just want to make like the one space jump here because then I'm really low and I don't increase my framework, but this way I do. But here there's a white stone, so it's kind of unusual, but probably it's really good. So it was good for me to see that and to be proven wrong, or to I don't know, add something to my toolkit. Okay, so white immediately attacks, which is also interesting. It's a vital point, and they settle a little bit, and then white plays here. And the next move is actually, I think, the most the most surprising move. Like in professional play, what usually I would tell someone, what do professionals do better than other people? It's like to follow the flow and to move from one area to another area and not settle down too much, and I don't know, not to focus too much on like one specific area, but to go all over the place. But here, like, this game is like the perfect counter example. Like they just play in one area all the time, and so black continues this tradition with his next move with this one. So locally, it's actually kind of a smart Tisuji. It's just kind of surprising that they play in this area all the time. So, okay. But essentially, the only variation here is for white to block and black to block back. white to cut, and then black to cut off the white stone, but give white a lot of strength. And white immediately, still continuing with their newfound tradition, immediately goes for this cut to attack back. And black goes for the counter cut to increase the trouble white has in the fight so that it's a bit more even. White throws in to become strong. And actually, here this was almost the second most surprising move of the game, the jump. Because normally I would think that to hane and to make bad shape for white is almost always a good thing. So yeah, for me it would be really difficult not to do this. Like, yeah, it's really tempting for sure. And then basically follow similar to the game. And then maybe attack white very fiercely. Like, that would be, I guess, what I would think. But I guess the idea behind this move is that if white doesn't get this move, then he can maybe attack the black stones less on this side. And so with this move, with the jump, you give your other stones a bit more freedom. Oh, okay, yeah. It's definitely a position I would need to think about a bit more and to find a conclusion. Okay, so they made this fight. And they both go out a bit. This is an interesting exchange that sometimes it's very helpful, because if white connects here, then in Sente you can decrease ice space even further. And so often white will do what he did in the game, which is to connect here. But then basically you do that immediately before white would be maybe tempted to do the other thing, which is if you go immediately, maybe white wants to just connect here. And then you don't get this exchange against this one, right? So yeah, it's a cool move that you should have in your toolkit for sure. Okay, so they continue a little bit. White moves out with that group, and so it's safe. And black has still these two running groups. And here the peep, and then this kind of move to kind of threaten to connect his group. This is like a nice vital point. Like, when you're attacked, don't be afraid to take the appropriate timing to attack back when you see it. Yeah, this is quite a complicated position, but essentially if white goes for this one, then black will go here to threaten to connect. And then if white says no, then he can make almost two eyes. Like, not exactly. I guess he can make two eyes like this, more or less. So yeah. So that's basically the kind of end result there. But it's a bit more complicated than that. That's like the easy variation. But yes, white found this amazing move, which maybe is like the winning move of the game. I don't know, but certainly seems that way for me. Certainly in terms of like fighting spirit and momentum, this seems like the winning move. And black moves out. White goes for the vital kind of geta shape and moves out again. Here you shouldn't, sometimes when we do these geta shapes, we might rush to go for this, but then black has this really smooth cut. But by delaying that cover just a little bit with this move and then here, white is getting his own shape a bit more proper and breaking into the shape of black more. That's beautiful to see. If black would move here, for example, then white would block and black would need to come back here. And then maybe white comes back here or comes back here. I don't know. Maybe here. One of this or this moves. And it's still a very complicated fight. I have no idea. But black instead started the ko. and cut white to increase the difficulty. But white got this move against this move, which is a really beautiful exchange. And I think after this, probably the game is finished, because white just goes back here. Black moves back here. White plays here. And now the group is severely in trouble. And black plays here. White takes the ko. And here black already resigned. But of course, normal human beings would never resign in this position. It's like an insanely complicated position. But basically, how I understand the position is that white has like this kind of move as co-threat, and if he answers, then maybe this type of move as a co-threat, and so that's maybe why black resigned. And but it's I would have almost kind of liked to see, like, maybe it's also just that white only needs like one co-threat, and it's this one, and then it's already difficult. But I'm not sure. Like, then I feel like black this one or something is also a co-threat. So I'm not sure. So I guess I'm as flabbergasted as many others by the resign, but I mean, it's very unlikely that it's not the correct resign. So, I mean, also a reason might be that white, after black plays this move and white plays here, and he takes. No, I think it needs to be this. Yes. But very complicated game. I would recommend everyone to check out these variations for themselves and just, I don't know, linger on the genius of these people. So anyway, because of these beautiful moves here and the co-fight here, which is also beautiful, right? Like, to play this move and to be okay with sacrificing the stone. Very, very beautiful as well. Because of these beautiful techniques, white managed to even out the series 1-1. So now we have a very competitive series. So hopefully we can see how it goes in the next coming weeks. Okay, so that was Japan. A 1-1 in the Honinbo title match. And now we come to China. And last week we talked about the Xinxiu youth competition. And this week there's another youth competition, which is called Xinlen Wang, which is the king of the new stars. It was also open for boys under 18 and women under 20, and the main price is around 26,000 euro. To Xiao Yu in this first photo, this guy, and Wang Qinghao got to the final, and so they will play that final in 2 weeks in a best of 3 formula, and then we will also cover that. They also met in the last year's final, and that time Xiao Yu won. So let's see who wins this time. I think I met this guy actually in China. He's quite strong, as you might imagine. So let's look at the news for Europe. So in the Transatlantic Pro League round 3 in the A group, Kelvin Sun and Ilya Shikshin played against each other, and they had 1 win and 1 loss, both of them. If you don't know the format is basically that every time the people play, they play 2 games. And So it can either be a win if one person wins both games, or it's a draw if one time one guy wins and the other time the other one. It's a very interesting format. I like it. And in the B League, Tanguy Le Calve and Pavolisi played. And Tanguy managed to take him down 2-0. So let's look at the PandaNet Team Championship, where Georgia managed a even result against Slovenia, who are first place. But Bulgaria won 4-0, and so they are actually the second place and managed to get into the position to play in the playoff, which is to see here. Basically, Slovenia is now League C, and Bulgaria has to play in the playoff against Spain for the place in League C. Yes. So let's see League B, where my team, Germany, managed to beat Netherlands, who are first place. So at least we are primed with motivation for next time around to maybe go up into A League again. Switzerland beat Finland 4-0, which means that Switzerland doesn't go down and Finland doesn't go up. And Italy won against Croatia, which means in the end Netherlands go through to League A. Italy will play in the playoff against Serbia. And yes, Belgium will play in a playoff. Belgium will go down and Croatia will play in playoff against Denmark. So, tournaments starting again. One of them is a SIGO tour, which is open to all young people. All youth players are invited. And for the first one, it will be online, unfortunately, but on the OGS server, and it will be fun anyway. So please check out this website, eurogofed.org/SIGO. And hopefully the next tournament of this tour will be played face-to-face in Croatia, in Daostrok. We will keep you updated about that. And there's a few upcoming tournaments, as you saw in the other tab, but one of them is in Wrocław in Poland, and you can find the tournament if you go on the Klub Go Nad Odra Facebook page. Klub Go Nad Odra. And that will be in the 26th to 27th of June. And it will also be a qualification to the Polish Championship League. So let's look at an interview with Katalin Taranu about the upcoming European Go Congress next year. Still some time to wait, but let's already get hyped so that one will be an amazing time.
Hello everybody, my name is Manja Martz and today I'm talking to Katalin Taranu, and probably you know him very well because he's one of the professionals in Europe and I'm very happy to have him today here. Hello Katalin, first of all.
Hello Manja, hello everyone.
But today we are not talking about your professional Go career, but instead we would like to talk about the European Go Congress. This year, unfortunately, we will not have a Congress in Ukraine. That is really sad due to the situation we have right now. However, 1 year later, we are planning to have a Congress in Romania, and you are the main organizer. So can you tell us from when to when it is expected to take place?
Yes, starting the 23rd of July next year, we plan to make the Congress as customary 2 weeks. So it will enter 1 week in August as well.
And where exactly in Romania will it be? And is there an airport?
The Congress will be in my hometown, in the town where I live now. It's called Vatra Dornei, a small but very beautiful touristic resort. And this town is also surrounded by a very nice area. So this is main reason why I wanted the Congress here.
And if I want to go there, so I have to go by car or on foot, or probably I can fly to somewhere and then it's not so far away? Or
Yes, I'm sure participants have a lot of questions, especially that, I mean, this kind of place, you know, when you want the true nature stuff, you have to travel a little bit. What we will do, we started already to do, is a series of articles where we explain in great detail what is our plan for the Congress. And some of the first information in this kind of article will be about traveling, about accommodation, about what to expect there, about fun, party, trips, and everything that comes in a package with the Congress, you know.
I guess also in the future we will have from time to time some update, and you maybe can let everybody know what will happen. That is good. But if I want to register, is it already time to register now? And if
Not
yes,
yet,
where?
but very soon. The website is almost ready to be released. Not in a full shape, but we will start with registration form as a priority and some basic information.
Okay, good. Is there something what you would like to let people know about the Congress for now?
Yes, our big motto for this Congress is we will really focus on socialization and relaxing and fun. So I think this is the true nature of the Go Congress. I'm a big veteran of the Congress. I have participated many times. And I think I know what people want. They want to come in a Go holiday and enjoy themselves while playing Go and making new friends within the Go world.
That sounds promising, and it is really sad that we have to wait 1 year for that now. But
well,
yes.
we have waited like two empty years without Congress. It really feels like the summer is different. The people who really like this Go Congress, European Go Congress, know very well what I'm talking about. I mean, we go there every year and we enjoy ourselves, and it's like a big community that likes to meet there. And it was really some empty feeling about not having the Congress 2 years in a row.
Okay, so
this makes our responsibility very, very big, because we have to remind people what is the Congress about.
Yeah, I think it will be a great Congress, and I'm really looking forward for that. And I'm also looking forward to hear updates from time to time from you in the future about what to do, how to register, what we can expect, what will happen, and so on. So thank you very much for being here from time to time.
Yes, thank you, Anja, and I hope I will come very soon with new updates, and maybe we can make more interviews in the future.
Great.
On this topic.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yes, thank you, Manja and Katalin. Socialization, relaxation, and fun. That I think is also, yeah, kind of the purpose of like having this big event. I mean, it's also to have really competitive games for me. I really love that. And to have proper time settings where you can actually play good games. But definitely now, I guess it's obvious that to have a lot of fun and to meet people and to enjoy your time with them, that's really important. Actually, the last part of the European news was also that this guy, he started a podcast, which is called Stumble and Fly. And it's to be found on YouTube. So if you want, you can check that out. The first episode is now published, which is with Rob van Zeist about his time in Japan. But I have other podcasts with Alessandro Bopace about music, and with Artem Kachanowski about children and Go, I suppose. And yeah, so check it out. It's on YouTube. Okay. Tsumigo. Let's look into that. Again, we have 3 sections, double-digit queues, single-digit queues, and dumb players. And each time, easy, advanced, and hard. And you get 1 point for semi-correct and 3 points for correct solution. And you should send us 1 variation with the strongest moves for each problem. And you get a prize once you reach 75 points. And for the solutions, please email tsumigo@jigs.go-jigs.eu. So in the double digit Q thing, the hard problem, it's an important part to do the empty triangle. So, you know, sometimes it's important to remember what people teach you, and sometimes it's important to forget. So this time it was important to forget. In the single digit Q, hard problem, I actually told my predecessor, isn't this problem wrong? But yeah, I was wrong. It's correct as it is shown here. And yeah, it's basically important just to go on the vital points, and you create a Dame Tsumare, a Liberty short H for white in many different variations and many different shapes and forms. But this is one of the likeliest. In the downplayish problem, hardest problem, you needed to basically find the vital shape and then find the other vital shape. And it's basically a flow shape where each time white plays on the right side, you have to play on the left side. Each time white plays on the left side, you have to play on the right side as black. And so, like, there are different winning variations, of course, because white has different ways to answer. But every time, basically, independent of what move white answers, if it's on the left side, you play on the right. If it's on the right side, you play on the left. And I think that's very often the case. So go with the flow. Very important. And these are the new problems. You can also find them on the website. So go on go JIGS.eu, I think. And there on the news section, you can find these problems and then send them to us when you have the solution. I can already see there's a few cool ones. Yeah. Okay, so now we go to the Go piece of the week, which is this article from the Guardian Weekly of 2 weeks ago. And it's a cool depiction of, yeah, people playing with some shrimp chips. Shrimp chips and tea. How it's supposed to be, huh? That's, yeah. So I guess that's good advertisement for quarantine. No, it's called differently. Yeah. If you have to quarantine yourself. Shrimp chips, if you want to play Go. That's the right thing to do. Okay. So if you have any suggestions, anything you want to see here, anything at all, anything you want to tell us, or videos you have, or questions, send them to news@go-jigs.eu. And so I will leave you with a nice quote I like from one of my favorite songs. Everybody's got a story. If you look a little closer, you can see it in the wrinkles in their face. They can hide it in the silence, they can bury it and fight it, but it comes out when their hair is turning gray. You can feel it if you touch them, you can tell that they are troubled. You can hear the story running through their veins. We all travel different roads, and we put on different clothes. Underneath it, we're really all the same. Have a good time, have a good day, and see you next week. Goodbye, everyone.